You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the October 29th meeting for the Michigan City Sanitary Board. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Well, good afternoon, Michigan City, Indiana. And thank you all for joining us for the exciting meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the Michigan City Sanitary District. Appreciate all those in attendance. For the record, let the record show, instead of doing a roll call, that all commissioners are here with the exception of Tina Mahone. Mr. Harris, would you like to address that we had an executive session?
Yes, there was an executive session that was held immediately prior to this meeting, and that there were no matters discussed during that meeting other than the items listed on the posted and advertised notice. If there are any board members who would dissent that certification, they could do so now. If not, Mr. President, you can proceed with the meeting.
Thank you. All right, so we have minutes from the September 24th executive session and regular meeting. What's the pleasure of the board?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the Wednesday, September 24th executive session and regular meeting.
I will second that motion.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. All right, item 4, public comment. On the front end of the public comment, everyone's welcome to make comments at the beginning. If you have a specific item that is on the agenda that you would like to comment on during the meeting, let us know that now, and we will make an accommodation for that. Otherwise, we're going to restrict the public comment to the first portion of the meeting. So, are there any public comments?
Yeah, good afternoon, Board. City Councilman Don Prince-Walensky, liaison to the Sanitary District. I'd just like to know where the Sanitary District stands with the Long Beach litigation.
I can report on that. So that matter has now come to a conclusion. There was a summary judgment motion that was pending before the court for some time, and we recently received notice from the court that they granted summary judgment in favor of Michigan City. So that's good news. We're working on getting a communication out to both, not only the council, but to all the stakeholders involved in the public as well, detailing what that means. But I am pleased to report that we did get summary judgment granted in our favor.
And the amount of money, $500,000?
It's the amount that's at issue, yes. It's a little shy of that, but yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yes, sir. Name and address?
Scott Melland, the Big White House, 200 Kendall Place. Just a reminder of something I brought up in a previous thing. I think when you revamp your billing, our fee schedule in the future, that you
Meters, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm just going to bring it up again. That all residential customers should pay the same monthly user fee and then pay for their actual usage.
Yeah.
I think their size of the water meter is irrelevant.
Yeah, it's a water.
The other matter I'd like to bring up, I know this was done to serve a purpose, but it was brought to my attention it's the Sanitary District who did this, and I bring up the fencing that's been put up in front of the Hitchcock facility, where we were having a dumping problem. Again, I understand why we did it, and it does seem to be effective, but I'm concerned that the 6-foot cyclone fencing we've put there is really close to the road. I mean, it feels like it's a foot off the roadway. I don't know how that can be legal. I would ask, did you get a building permit for it? That kind of thing. And should we keep that up permanently, or is there some period of time where we think we might be able to remove it after we've broken people's habit of dumping there? It does seem to be, to me, it's a danger because it's so close to the road. It's certainly unsightly. Again, I understand the reasons why we did it, but I just question how we went about it. That's all.
Thank you. Fair enough. Thank you. Appreciate the input. Any other questions from the public? Hearing none, that's the end of public comment. Let's go to the financial board. City controller. not
That would be
here.
me tonight.
Oh, you said you're city controller
The city control.
tonight, okay.
Maryland could not make it, and as everybody knows, or should know, that we had a systems interruption on September 23rd, which has kind of affected not only the city in a whole, but it also affected the sanitation department. So needless to say, they're still working all those bugs out and all the financials out. There are no financial losses, but I do have the solid numbers that we have for this time. So as of today's date, our bank balances are for the sanitary district tax fund, which would be 8318. That would be $674,903,27. The sanitary district operating fund, which would be number 6007, be $2,519,046.46. The Carl Cremation Fund, which would be number 2593, has a balance of $276,089 as of, again, today's date, which would be 10/29 at Horizon Bank. We also then had a meeting yesterday, of course, Ms. Bechet and myself, and the controllers and assistant controllers, and we are streamlining our policies and our procedures. So we are trying to get this in your next report, which will be November. November, you actually have this in your packet prior to the meeting so that you can observe it at that time and understand the bank balances. Last but not least, then we will talk about the claims docket, which are our bills for the month. That would be our sanitary district claims docket of $510,876.08, and our sanitary district tax of $93,034.94, for total claims for this month of $603,911,002.
And your recommendation is?
My recommendation is that we approve the claims docket for this month.
All right, what's the pleasure of the board?
I move to approve the claims docket for October 29th, 2025 in the amount of $603,911.02.
Second.
Moved and seconded. I think I have the votes. Any further discussion? I'll just make one comment. I really do appreciate you giving us the tax fund amounts. We've got $5.1, $5.2 million in the bank, so a $600,000 spend against that. No worries relative to actually paying our bills at this point. So I had the pleasure, so we have motion approved. No further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Chris. There's law firm invoices.
Yes, there are 5 invoices, 11524 through 11528, which total $2,338.35, and we recommend approval.
And what's the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion to approve all 5 invoices in the amount of collectively $2,338.35.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion or questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. All right, Snyder Geometrics, Lake Avenue Highway 12 lift station. It's an exciting project. It's underway. You can drive by and see progress.
Got a cool seal there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
cool. Very cool.
Yeah, all the material stocked. I did put some photos in there too for you.
Yeah, those were great. I mean, that's impressive.
Some of the big highlights.
This should be in the mayor's annual report, this one with the long stuff.
Yeah, it's about a quarter mile right there.
Yeah,
Beautiful
about a mile.
out there. Yeah. So, it's a project's well underway. Contractor really's been doing a good job. They're working in multiple locations across the site. Again, while we're still working on obtaining that Amtrak permit, they're doing whatever they can to stay busy, so they went and worked on the trail off of Union Street too. There's gonna be a stall right now in the project while we work on that NDOT permitting. But we would expect that once the soil borings are done, we should be able to get back on that quickly.
Okay, with the stall, does that cause any interruption of service for residents or anything, operational questions? This is just,
No, not at all.
this is an improvement anyway, so we're
Right.
business as usual, but it'll get better when we get a project done.
And there's no connection. The connection that intercepts the sewer
Okay.
isn't even made yet. That'll happen, again, in conjunction with the Amtrak permit.
All right, thank you.
And right now, again, as of this invoice, the project's about 22% complete. And we'll have another invoice, next month with a larger completion percentage.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, it's a good project.
So, any questions on the project status report? All right, we have an invoice for $12,142.50. I assume you're recommending we pay that?
Yes, invoice number 197767 for $12,142.50. We recommend approval for payment to Schneider Geomatics for their professional service rendered on the Lake Avenue Highway 12 lift station project.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion to approve invoice 197767, the amount of $12,142.50.
I will second that motion.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. And we have a utilities pay request.
Yes, H&G Underground Utilities Pay Request number 3 in the amount of $318,589.09. And per Schneider Geomatics review and recommendation, we recommend approval.
Okay, so bigger one, so obviously some, substantially moving along,
There's a
so.
lot of work that got done last month.
Okay.
Yeah. I can see it's really cool.
All right, what's the pleasure of the board?
I will move to approve H&G's invoice in the amount of $2,283,605.
No,
No.
That's not the number?
No, the 300.
that's the total project.
Oh, there.
I was gonna say, wow.
So,
Yep.
I was gonna say, somebody's paying
said they could raise the motion that they shouldn't get that
That's like
money.
4 other projects, right?
I will go with the amount, do this application of $318,805.89. 589.09. See, that's too small.
You're turning into Wendy.
I am, I gotta get them.
Is there a second for that motion?
I second it.
Moved and seconded.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
And the difference of
Thank you.
2,800,000, I'll take that if anybody's got it.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah,
Okay, work change directive number 3,
I can explain those two work change directives.
please.
The first one is actually to install some additional IT conduit and some just access manholes. The project included installing the inch-quarter IT conduit for communication from the lift station to the plant in areas that made sense, made difficult, like underneath the creek, wherever anything was open cut that the line could just be laid in. Anticipating that maybe costs are low enough that it makes sense to do it on the rest of the project. Originally, the city had thought about just going in and trenching it in later, but the unit prices were, great unit prices.
Sure.
So it just makes sense to have it done now and then save the city having to come back and put this in later, especially after, everything's restored.
It's an open trench, right?
Yeah. Well, this would be along the force main,
Okay,
because originally what was thought was gonna happen is the contractor was gonna actually directional bore this conduit, but they're not. They just have a trencher machine, they're gonna backfill the pipe and then just go over the top of it.
okay, so this will be put in
Laid in the trench.
right along.
Exactly. It'll save restoration.
Well, yeah, no, it makes- Makes sense to me.
Okay. And then the other change order is just to adjust an invert in the structure for an underground utility that was in the line.
So, okay, any questions from the board on the changes? I guess we should take a motion to approve those 2 work order changes.
I will make a motion to approve work order change directive number 3 and work change directive number 4.
Is there a second?
I second it.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
And then we will follow up with change orders.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, Michigan City Annexed Area Sewer Extension Project.
That's actually another exciting project.
Yes, they are.
Really, just think about
You're Mr. Excitement tonight, so.
Can you tell my wife when I get home? That I'm exciting? Yeah.
Yeah.
All the pipes in the ground, all the manholes, all the structures, everything's tested. The contractor has requested determination of substantial completion, and the project does meet that determination. So we had an inspection last week with, MCD staff, John Gorsica, myself, and the project manager, identified just some things that need to happen before final acceptance. Minor things, some grading, a couple structures that had some debris in them, and then establishing wetland plants and, grass and all that. They actually are on site today getting some of those punch list items done. So after this week, what really should be remaining is just the wetland plantings and some minor grading, bringing in topsoil, things like that. This is kind of interesting, but some of the wetland plantings actually can't go in until December.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So they've got some things ordered now, they will go in, the landscaper will get in, but they can get in, the rest will have to wait till December, and then we can go through the final acceptance process.
They don't grow if you plant them too early, is that it? It just seems kind of,
Depends on the varietal, it's odd, you wouldn't think that, but some of them actually do take right at the turn when it goes to cold, and then it solidifies it, then it grows, not all of them, but some of them do.
Some of them do, yeah,
It's weird.
Interesting to learn that, so.
Counterintuitive.
Yeah, the cemetery, many lift stations are live. No issues with those functioning. It's been live since October 1st. And we've had no reports from the cemetery if there's issues. You can see a small flow in the pipe, so that's doing well. As of this invoice, the project is approximately 84% complete. So there'll be another invoice next month for everything up to the substantial completion point. And then once everything's done, there'll be a final invoice, and then of course the retainage is still out there.
so appreciate the pictures too.
Yeah.
So,
Great. What a good project.
what's your recommendations on the invoices?
For invoice 197766 for $7,245 for Schneider Geomatics for the professional service for the M-Case project, we recommend approval.
What's the pleasure of the board?
I will move to approve invoice number 19776 for Snyder Geomatics, and I'll try to get the amount right, $7,245.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Moved in second.
You can
Any
get
further?
$2.5 million on that one. That was
We're allowing you to practice.
Yeah.
All right, moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And then the next invoice for Reeve Riley?
Invoice number 362047-7 for Reeve Riley Construction Company in the amount of $30,683.70 for their construction work they did on the M-Case project per Schneider Geomatics review and recommendation. We recommend approval.
I'll make a motion to approve invoice 3620457-7 to Reeve Rally in the amount of $30,683.70.
There a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Just one last thing, if you see on the bottom of that project status report,
Right.
that project is still $5,800 under budget right now.
I saw that, yeah, that's like, I'm not used to seeing red as a positive, but yeah, we got it, so good.
Well, there will be, there's gonna be some like reconciliation.
Sure, no, it's great.
But,
Yeah.
it should be minor.
Those were change orders that made sense, obviously.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Awesome, thank
Thank
you.
you. Nice job.
Yeah.
All right, item number 8, Christopher B. Burke, Engineering. So wastewater compliance report.
Wants to do the-
Go ahead, Jane.
Yeah, we won't bite.
So the online, or the on-call contract that we have.
No, you have to come up. You have to come up. Yes, this is practice. That's good.
So, this invoice, before you covers, several items that we've been working on for the district, in particular, some of the North 300 lift station meetings, some of the capital project review meetings, lift station reviews, particularly Hidden Creek, Family Express, Tryon Meadows. We've been doing some work with Project Maze. And so this just encompasses all of those plan review items that we have so far. But our budget for that was $40,000 for the year. And we are out of budget for that. So to continue us through to the end of the year, there's gonna be additional work with Tryon Farms and also Project Maze continuing forward, and then any other sanitary reviews or needs that you might need going forward. Al and I agreed on $25,000 amendment to the contract to get us through the end of the year. I don't know that we'll need all of that, but obviously if we don't spend it, we won't invoice you for it, but I appreciate your consideration.
Okay. Let's back up just a little bit to the invoice for their work so far.
Invoice number 40352 to Christopher Burke Engineering in the amount of $4,315. We recommend approval.
And the related question, does that fall within the $40,000 budget, or is that part of the 25 new?
It falls within the 40,000.
Okay, thank you. Just want to get the order right here. So.
Yes.
All right, so what's the pleasure of the board?
I will move to approve Christopher B. Burke's invoice in the amount of $4,315.
Is there a second?
I second it.
Moved in second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? And secondarily, Rhonda, do you have a recommendation on the amendment?
Yes, we recommend approval of amendment number 1 for consulting engineering services from Christopher Burke Engineering.
And the budget amount is
And the budget amount is
$25,000 is what I heard.
$25,000.
Okay. What's the
Make a
pleasure of
motion
the board?
to
Not to exceed.
approve the
Not to
consulting.
exceed.
Yes.
No, not to exceed.
Oh, wait.
There.
Al
Okay.
says 20.
Is it 20?
20.
20.
20.
Not to exceed.
Okay.
20, not 25.
All right. I'll
Okay.
make a motion to approve the consulting engineering services amendment number 1 and a not to exceed price of $20,000.
Is there a second?
I second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, 8B, September 2025 progress report, on-call MS4 compliance services.
Yes, I can speak to that. These are for services Christopher Burke provided to the district related to the municipal separate storm sewer program here in Michigan City. We were updating various documents, standard operating procedures, how we respond to reports from other city staff and citizens on potential illicit discharge incidents, other SOPs for good housekeeping, providing some assistance. We did have an item audit of the MS4 program last month, so earlier this month, October 7th. So we're waiting for the item report. That will get that to you at the next meeting. During the closing meeting, there were no findings. There were a couple of minor things, placement of signs at some of our facilities, which we've already corrected. So looking forward to getting a good report from our item audit that happens once every 5 years. So that'll get us through this current cycle. So I would recommend approving the Burke invoice 40302 for MS4 services in the amount of $16,058.41.
And
Also, that includes, you should know, we get, as new development comes into town, we've had the new stormwater standards manual in place since January of this year. So all new development has to be compliant with those standards. So when we get those drawings, reports, calculations, we forward those to the drainage engineers at Christopher Burke, and they do a detailed review to make sure the developers are in compliance with those standards. Oftentimes, it's kind of a repetitive process to go through and fix some things to get everyone on the same page, but it's been working out very well. They've been very responsive. We get the drawings to them, we get the review back, we work with the developers, so we're trying to keep on trying to streamline that as much as possible, but it's been very beneficial to make sure we're protecting the drainage areas in this city.
That sounds great. That sounds great. And the new construction is in compliance, so that's great. So Ron, what's your recommendation?
Recommend approval for invoice 40302 in the amount of $16,058.41 for Christopher Burke Engineering's work on MS4 compliance services.
Great. What's the pleasure of the board?
I will move to approve Christopher B. Burke's invoice number 40302 in the amount of $16,058.41.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Well, it's great to have a positive report from item, so I'm looking forward to continue to stay that course, so.
And I want to echo what Al said. I mean, with all the new development and trying to get this drainage right and make sure that we don't have the problems that we've inherited go forward, no matter who is.
I have to go back and rebuild on our dime.
And we have done, so we have been so hard, trying so hard to correct those things and make sure we have good things moving forward. And we couldn't do it without Christopher Burke right now, and I just really appreciate how diligent they are about how they spend their time and money as well. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Great. All right, item number 9. We only have 15 tonight, so we're
rolling.
Good. So, CDS Engineers Incorporated.
I'll give
Dan Cutshaw. It's his wife's birthday. He was here after us for hours, and I let him get back on the road.
She could have come.
Happy
birthday.
Happy birthday. So he was looking at me, I said, get out of here, we'll cover it. And so Rhonda can go ahead, but I just wanted to take responsibility for that one.
Okay, so we had a pilot study on cloth media filtration, looking at a way to increase capacity in our primary clarifiers, and we had mixed reviews. The cloth media filtration technology removed 80% of total suspended solids, as opposed to 50%, which we get with the primary clarifiers. However, there were some days when our solids were higher and the cloth media clogged up. We don't know if that was particular to that particular brand of cloth media. So we're going to have another pilot study with a different company on cloth media, with the cloth media filtration, to see if we get better results. And in addition to that, we are also looking at a pilot study with tube settlers that is another way that we
Different technology.
Yes, another technology where we could possibly avoid having to build primary clarifiers. So we're looking forward to that as well. And then the invoice number 008-25-0102 in the amount of $8,686.50 for CDS Engineering's management of the pilot studies and other work that they have assisted us with, budget meetings and planning and things of that nature. We recommend approval.
Pleasure of the board.
I'll make a motion to approve invoice number 008-25-0102 to CDS Engineering in the amount of $8,686.50.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Obviously, it's important for us to do this background work to lower our potential future capital spend.
Yes.
So it seems to be money well spent. So.
And the pilot studies are free, so.
Oh, okay. Well, so we have motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you. Item 10. 300 North Lift Station Sewer System Project Update.
That one is me. Just briefly, this project has been going on for some time. We're trying to bring it to close and resolution with the county. We had a great meeting, I think, was it 2 weeks ago? It's a blur. I think it's been 2 weeks. Sat down, again, Christopher Burke was there with us, as well as county representatives and our QAW, and we really got into it, really went through the technical, made significant progress, looking for an update hopefully by the end of the month on some of the additional items and to make sure that we're in compliance so as we can accept this system as we should. And so I'll be able to give you more of an update in November, but glad to see it back on track and moving in a really positive, constructive way.
And just for the geography of the board, public, Red North Lift Station, this is lift station to serve Loves and...
This is lift station to serve Loves, so you're looking at 300 North, 900 North, and the intersection with 421. Lots of activity and growth there, hence the reason the county made that investment. We have several other folks that want to tap in, and we'd like to be supportive of all economic development, but we can't do that until we get the system
and make the systems built to the standards.
And made significant progress. Really glad about how positive it turned out. So thanks to Jewel for also working with their attorney and getting us at the table, and we made good progress.
Good. All right, any questions from the board? All right, number 11, Michigan City Sanitary District 2-year plan update summary. This is another work of Art from Al Wallace.
This is another work of Art from Al Wallace, yes. Al, do you want to talk about it? This is yours, since we all looked at Al. Yeah.
So in the board packet, we included 11x17 version of the 2-year plan, and what we're trying to issue the first revision last month with our forecast. So this month, what we did was we put a red line in for last Friday's dates to show where we're at in the calendar. And then in the little boxes on each of the priorities, in yellow shading, we've identified roughly the progress we made and where we're at. So in real life, you can see, as you would expect, some items we're a little bit ahead of schedule, other items we're a little bit behind schedule. We're looking to catch up on those things. We had a good meeting today to put us in position to move on our priority 1 items. So we'll have some more clarity on that at our November meeting. There's a couple items, new business, to move us forward in a good way on priority 2. And then we are making progress on the remaining items as well. So every month moving forward, we'll keep giving you an update on where we're at and show progress bars. And then the second document we have with that is the Excel spreadsheet that has, for each particular item on our 2-year plan, we're identifying what we've done this past month, anticipated completion date, and at this board meeting, the couple items we'll need action on under new business. So as we bring items before the board for consideration, especially if it involves cost impacts, we want to tie it back to where that fits in and the importance and criticality of that in order to keep making progress on the 2-year plan. So it's just a way to kind of tie everything together for the board members.
No, this is great. I'm looking at your Excel spreadsheet. So this is covered your report here. 1 cloth filter media pilot test has been completed in October. Second was set up with different vendors, scheduled for November. Pilot for the tube settler product is setting. So it's all in here. It's all in the plan. It's very, very impressive. Like one question on this sheet. I mean, I see red. Is that good or is that bad? Does it make a difference?
The higher priority.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just kind of.
Red means danger.
I'm just kind of.
I should have put a legend on there for the post.
I'm okay. I'm just
trying to draw attention to, at the top of the page are kind of the critical items we're working on. So that's our main focus, but pretty much all are critical. So we just try to do a little bit of color shading to identify the board where our main focus is.
Love it. All right. So I tend to like green for go, but it's your
Yellow's
report.
a problem. Red's a problem.
It's a beautiful thing. So, all right. Any questions from the board? Well, great work.
Great.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, I just feel really good about being able to provide a little shotgun on a plan that somebody else is doing. That's really cool. So, wonderful, very impressive. Water reclamation superintendent, geez, it was.
Yes, so last board meeting, I talked about our new permit and that we had a lower cadmium limit, and we didn't have any data to determine whether we'd be able to meet the new lower limit, because the previous analysis we had on cadmium, the reporting limit was higher than our new effluent limit. So we are 6 weeks in now, and I am really happy to report that every single analysis that we've had done weekly is below the reporting limit of 0.0005. So we're way under the effluent limit. So
And this is a lower limit than it used to be, right?
It's a lower limit
so
that we-
it's actually cleaner.
yes, and we had no idea whether we were going to be able to meet the new limit, and if we weren't, we would have to do something different with our treatment process.
Sure.
But so far, so good. I don't expect to see any difference, but we're way below the reporting limit.
Okay.
So we're happy about that. And the next thing is a biosolids update, and if you can, yeah. So this is everything you wanted to know about biosolids, but we're afraid to.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
Wrap it.
Sure, thank you.
So this is a schematic of our treatment plant and the path of the wastewater stream that comes into the plant. So when the water comes in, the first step is preliminary treatment, where inorganics are removed by our bar screens and our grit washers. And then from there, the waste stream goes to the primary clarifiers, where the heavier solids are settled by gravity. And then from there goes to our aeration basins, where we maintain an environment where microorganisms can thrive. It is said that microorganisms are the hardest workers in a treatment plant. They consume the pollutants in the water. And then from the aerator, that's number 3, and then from the aerators, it goes to the secondary clarifiers, where more solids are removed. And the solids from the primary clarifiers and the secondary clarifiers then go through through the digesters, where the digesters stabilize the sludge, and then it's dewatered, and then after that we send it to truck it to a drying bed, where more water is removed by evaporation. So we use those. We have to get rid of those biosolids, and our options are take them to a landfill or to a farmer. And we have been hauling them to a farm, because that is the most cost-effective means of disposal. If we took them to a landfill, we'd have to pay tipping fees and hauling fees. And if we take them to a farmer, the farmer can use the biosolids to fertilize his farm. So it's a win-win. It's good for them because they don't have to buy fertilizer, and it's good for us because it's more cost-effective means of disposing of our biosolids. So the last 2 times that we land applied our biosolids, we spent around $40,000 each time. So in an effort to reduce those costs, we solicited quotes to assist us in hauling, and we talked to our staff and everybody. I have to commend Jim Michael's collection crew and Chris Carter's refuge crew. They were all on board, and they have been doing most of the hauling. The contractor has been doing about a third of it. They started on Monday. They're about 66% finished. We believe we can finish by Saturday, if not sooner. And we are looking to save at least 50% of what we have spent on hauling previously. So,
That's great.
to date, we have just got an email right before this meeting. We have hauled 1,007 tons of biosolids, since Monday.
Wow.
And, we're.
I think I've actually seen this in some of the fields.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
The interesting thing to me too is relative to, obviously this is going back to, for crops. I mean, and I'm assuming we commit to some standard that we provide to the farmer.
Yes.
Is that the way it works, kind of?
Yes, we actually have a land application permit through item, and we have to test the sludge for metals, for nutrients, and all sorts of things to make sure that it's not toxic to the farm, to the crops. And that, there's a number of regulations associated with this land permit. So we do a report every time we land apply. It's like 30 pages long, so we have a lot of strict standards that we have to adhere to.
That's very impressive. I like the tour of the plant, by the way. That's, we're.
Another owl.
That's another owl.
So, I think I'd frame this thing, put it on a wall somewhere out here. Just for the public benefit,
We're
and
gonna
then,
put it all up on the website.
well, that's
Having a
better,
meeting
sure,
next
better
week.
yet, so I got to use technology. All right.
Make it available also, so.
And then also relative to this, I think we had a preliminary approval of a spend on this.
We did, and it was for 20,000, and we're gonna come way under that.
I'm just asking if we have to take board action.
Oh, no.
Okay.
But we wanted to make sure, because I can authorize up to 10, and then you can authorize, but we wanted the board to know. We went ahead and got started because of the timing, used our own people, and that was Rhonda and the crew, and we're already saving money, and we think we can continue to do it.
So, is the board okay with that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, always.
Great.
Okay, great.
All right, way to Rhonda.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions on
$2 million on this.
biosolids or farming or?
Let's get the picture, Jim.
You can take some for your yard, I mean.
Grows tomato plants good.
Yeah, there you go, it works, yeah, so, all right, so, I believe item 13, we already had some discussion on that, so. Item, unless somebody else has something else they want to bring up on the board. Okay, item 14, new business collection system assessment.
So Commissioners, I'll be addressing item A and B under new business. Both of these address items on the 2-year plan. Item A talks about an item Commissioner and City Engineer Tim Werner brought up at a previous meeting, getting a better understanding of our collection system and our long-term maintenance needs. So in your board packet, I've got a little summary recommendation letter, but page 2 is the little exhibit illustration of the city with 3 priority areas. So what we did was we looked at, on this exhibit 1, for priority item 2.2, collection system assessment. We've got all those little green circles represent sanitary sewer manholes within the city. The yellow rectangles are our lift stations. So talking with our collection system staff, we reviewed all the areas of sanitary sewer in the city, and we've identified these 3 priority areas. Priority area 1 in the center of the city, south of Michigan Boulevard, around Marsh School, around the police station. We've identified a phase 1 sewer lining of these sewers. They're approaching 100 years old. These sewers show up on our 1927 sewer atlas map, so they've been there quite a while. It's in a densely populated area, have a tree canopy, urban area, so we run into a number of wood infiltration problems there. So Tony Basil through GIS has identified where we've done spot repairs, and he's identified a number of sewer segments that we would need to line to minimize our risk at sewer problems in those areas. And we used data provided by Burke, sewer lining in Lafayette to come up with some budget numbers for that. So for priority area 1, I think we're in good shape to be able to feed that data into the overall wastewater treatment plant master plan. Priority area 2 is the Lakeshore Drive sewer. We're calling it the Esplanade sewer. So if you can picture driving down Lakeshore Drive, you have all the houses up on the hill opposite of the lake. So they're at a higher elevation. Those drain by gravity to a sanitary sewer beneath Lakeshore Drive. So there's a sanitary sewer beneath Lakeshore Drive that handles all homes up on the hill. For the homes on the beach side of Lakeshore Drive, they're at or below the grade of the road, so they're not able to gravity drain into the sanitary sewer on Lakeshore Drive. So back in the 1930s, 40s vintage, a sanitary sewer was placed in the sand north of the homes on Lakeshore Drive. Originally, that sewer was around 11 feet below grade, which is a little deep, but not exceedingly deep. Currently, though, the sewer's around 15 feet below grade because in the intervening 70 years, sand has accumulated. We have up to 8 riser rings in some of our manholes to raise the lids up so we can still access those. There's a number of access issues to get equipment down there. Root infiltration, we're below, being that deep, we're below groundwater, so we have water infiltration with sand. So we see a big risk. We want to minimize the risk of failure, unexpected failure there, because it would be difficult to respond to. So similar to, we don't have any data on cost repair for that. And if we can move to item 3, area 3 quickly, that's the Edgewood area. When that was built in the 1950s, a lot of the sewers there are in the backyards of homes. So again, we have accessibility issues, root infiltration, so we want to minimize our risk of failure, try and be proactive to study what we might need to repair there. So in discussions with Robinson Engineering, we've seen that they presented at regional conferences on doing this type of work, doing cleaning of the sewers, video inspection, putting together replacement plans, budgeting for doing different phases. So in consultation with Robinson, on the agenda we have 3 items. Similar to the alcohol agreements we've had with Christopher Burke Engineering, CBS, we're asking for consideration of the board to approve an overall professional services agreement between the district and Robinson that sets all of the legal requirements for us to be able to engage them to do individual tasks. So one item would be to approve the agreement, the general framework, the legal framework for that agreement, and then they've submitted 2 task order sheets, one for helping us evaluate priority of 2, Lakeshore Drive Esplanade Sewer, a second one to help us identify and cost out priority of 3 in Edgewood. Both of those task orders were each individually for $7,500. So we believe we need this special expertise to be able to put cost data that would eventually go into the big master plan, so we get accurate numbers. So we know what we're dealing with, so we can plan that out.
So which portion covers, I see Esplanade and Edgewood. What portion covers the?
Area 1, we're not asking for assistance at this point because we've already got that costed out.
Okay.
And these are the 3 main priority areas we want to get in the overall wastewater treatment plant combined plan that we're looking to get done in January next year. So if we're able to get these approved tonight, we're ready. We've already shared data with Robinson, and then we can get moving and start working on those cost data.
Do you have approximate budget?
Each one, area 2 is $7,500, and area 3 the same, $7,500. So
okay, so 15 grand
total, and that gets us the engineering assistance to be able to justify whatever costs we're going to put in the plan.
Okay. And what's your recommendation?
Recommend approval.
And I think we can do this in a single motion. So, does anybody want to make a motion relative?
I will move to approve the Robinson Engineering Limited Task Order number 2501 for Edgewood Sanitary Sewer Planning in the amount of $7,500, and Robinson Engineering Limited's Task Order number 2501 for Esplanade Sanitary Sewer Planning in the amount of $7,500 for a total of $15,000.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank
And
you.
we do have Tom Dale from Robinson here, who's been spearheading this work with us.
Good evening, board.
Yes.
Pleasure being here. So like what Al was talking about is that we looked this over already a little bit with them and we're coming up with conclusions of what the costs are gonna be. It's master planning costs. We're kind of expediting too, because we told we had the answers by around January so you can get your budget set up on it too. We've done this a million times. We're really good at it. We're super excited about it too. So it is a time and material agreement, not to exceed 7,500. We don't think we'll get to 7,500, but we just had to put a placeholder in there. So.
Now we got a little, we need at least a ballpark.
Yeah.
For sure, thank you.
Okay.
Any further questions from the board?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Just one point of order. I think the motion that was before the board was for the 2 task orders. I don't know whether or not there was a motion made to approve the master services agreement though. The item number 1.
I'll make a motion to approve the engineering consulting services agreement with Robinson Engineering.
I will second that motion.
All right, moved and seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Got planned together. Item B, Strebo Arm Ditch Maintenance Needs.
Yes.
This came up a little bit before too, you know.
Right, there's been some questions over the past few months. This relates to the 2-year plan priority item number 5, putting together an overall legal ditch drain maintenance plan. So in your board packets, I just have a couple items real quick to go over. We have a summary memo that identifies, working with Tony Basil, we have 3 main open ditches, legal drains in Michigan City. Strebo Arm of the Kinsel Ditch, about 3.77 miles. White Ditch, approximately 2.77, and Beck Ditch, approximately 2.61. So those total a little over 9 miles of open ditches in Michigan City. Recently, the city has received grant funds from the state to do some work on White Ditch. So some of that's been addressed. So reviewing the needs of Strebo and Beck Ditch. Strebo Arm Ditch is the high priority. So this would represent about 41% of the city's open ditches if we're able to put together a maintenance plan for Strebo Arm Ditch. So we do have a map. Page 2 of the handout shows the ditches in Michigan City and put a yellow cloud around Strebo Arm of the Kinsel Ditch. So we worked with, I spoke with Christopher Burke Engineering. They're experts in the field in drainage. I asked for some marketing material on how they inspect ditches. They said they did not have any, so I put in a copy of the Indiana Drainage Handbook that was authored by Christopher B. Burke, the founder of Christopher B. Burke Engineering, to demonstrate their credentials. So we've asked for pretty specific tasks. So we've given the total length of Strebo Arm Ditch, so we'll ask for 2 technical people, 1 hydrology person to look at flow through the ditch, and we'll also have an environmental person to look at vegetation, to see if there's any sensitive areas. So they'll be walking the entire almost 4 miles of ditch to look for what tree removal we'll have to do, vegetation removal. They'll do sediment depths throughout the length of that stretch. Look at sediment that might be going into Strebo Pond, some of the culverts downstream. So as a result of this effort, we'll have a real good plan on what we might need to do to the Strebo Arm Kinsel Ditch. The last mile or so, mile and a half, as it heads west towards Porter County, we mow that pretty regularly. So part of this roughly 4 mile is pretty well maintained. Other parts, we've reforested it as part of the Strebo Pond project, so we have to look at that carefully to make sure we know what trees have to stay, what we might have to do. So this then will feed into, again, budgeting for that. They have a estimated cost based on time to walk the ditch, do the reports of $19,195. If approved by the board, this will be paid for out of our stormwater tax levy fund. So it will not impact our sanitary district operating fund at all. It's all part of the tax levies that raise money for us to do maintenance on the ditches. And we're just trying to be careful about how to do that maintenance, and we're asking for these technical assistance services to get that part of the plan done.
Right, pleasure.
We recommend approval.
Okay, for a consulting service agreement not to exceed 19,000, is that it? Or is there a number on this thing?
19,195.
19,195? Okay, thank you. right, what's the pleasure of the board?
I will move to approve Christopher B. Burke's professional engineering services proposal for the street arm ditch maintenance needs analysis for the amount not to exceed of $19,195.
Is there a second?
A second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Great, thank you. Progress. Last item,
Last
14C1, or I think it's 1. Attendance policy.
Yes, so unforeseen illnesses and injuries are inevitable, and for that reason, we have a sick leave benefit to cover absences in case of need for our employees. In some cases, the use of the sick leave benefit results in overtime expenses to cover the vacancy. Sometimes those absences lead to overtime to make up for loss of productivity, and in some cases, the work has to be distributed to other employees if the completion of that work is time sensitive. So obviously, when calling off sick becomes excessive, it would be problematic. So in our personnel policy handbook, there's currently language that defines excessive absenteeism as calling off sick with no accrued sick time benefit on the books. And there's also language that says abuse of the sick leave benefit, such as pattern of use, may be grounds for disciplinary action. So our goal with this amended policy is to expand on the definition of excessive absenteeism and to also more clearly define pattern of use. Now, the policy that we've included in the board packet is not uncommon, and it is actually a hybrid of other policies in the private sector in Michigan City and also other municipalities. So we're asking for approval of this amendment that we believe will be a deterrent of excessive calling off, excessive tardiness, so that we can avoid unnecessary operating expenses and be fair to employees whose workload depends on the reasonable presence of their coworker.
And I'd like to emphasize the fair point on that. Chris, I assume you're in favor of this?
Absolutely.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the board? This is the attendance policy. Are we accepting the amendments to the attendance policy?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the amendment to the attendance policy as presented by Superintendent.
I will second that motion.
And you can second it. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. I think this will create some structure. I had some experience with this at NIPSCO. It's an ongoing challenge, and it needs to be fairly managed among all employees relative to setting a standard of accountability, frankly. So, all right. Any further board comments? All right. Our next regular meeting is November 19th, subject to change. That's pushed into the holidays a little bit, but if there's nothing else, motion to approve. Motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Jeez.
I approve the motion to adjourn.
For $2.5 million.